Alright, so as you saw, we modified the trans mount, the actual cross member, to fit the Tremec in there. Currently we're using just the factory straight off the car, the actual trans mount off the Crown Vic that we stole this front end from, and the engine mounts, which actually perfectly bolt up to a Coyote. You know, it's makes for an easy swap for you Crown Vic guys if you're doing it. Headers are on, stainless steel, Texas speed. I say on, they're on for test fit. I took off the steering shaft off here and the steering shaft coming off the actual column, and I don't know how this worked out in my favor, but it is a direct shot from here up to there, uninterrupted. I mean, right next to the headers. There's clearance for days. All right, so I got my fancy steering shaft, I got my coupler, the hydro boost setup came in. So I think very quick we're gonna toss the steering setup in. That way we can just move the car and end up eventually getting the body set up on this cart over here that Rob made. I mean, it's heavy duty, it held both me and him. And eventually, once the body comes off, we'll be completely media blasting this frame front to back. I'll be taking suspension off front and back, talking to QA1 to get some really cool like coilovers and whatnot. And then this frame, originally I wanted to go back to black on it so it looked factory, but everyone keeps saying, why would you just do that? So I'm gonna do what's called hammered copper. Not quite like a shiny penny, but still kind of that same area. So get the steering shaft put in right quick. Well, so I got it in. It's bolted down to the Crown Vic gearbox. Got my coupler on the end of the steering here for the car. And my issue is before, it would clear that header and go right up there, but I went for a fancy expandable. So the tube is much larger now, and it no longer clears my header. So unfortunately, we're pulling the header back out to dent it right here to let the shaft come through and meet up over here. Dang it. All right, the header only had to come out about 5 or 6 times. We had to ever so slightly massage that runner, but it's in. Obviously it's not fully set in place, but it is good enough for right now. We'll tighten everything down later on because this body starts to come up off the frame and onto that cart Rob made. But you can watch this whole thing turn real nice like when I play with the tire. Oh, it does hit ever so slightly there. I got a little bit more clearance than I gotta do, but not terrible.